Do we want to move to defense, Mark?
Absolutely, we can do that.
Defensive line, yeah, I think probably similar to offensive line. They're just not as deep as they were last year. But people know I'm really high on Max Llewellyn. Ethan Herkett did not compete in that final spring practice. I think mainly precautionary, but he comes back as a graduate. Really helpful to get him. Aaron Graves, Jeremiah Pittman, seniors. Aaron Graves' time is now. I mean, if he's going to be an all Big Ten guy, go do it right now. He was one of the highest touted or highly regarded recruits from the Hawkeye to the Storm era. Like, I've been higher on him since he committed than almost anyone. So he's been good, but I think he can be better. I think his room to grow is still there. And so, yeah, I mean, I think they're in a similar place. You bring in Jonah Pace, you bring in this kid from South Dakota State, whose name escapes me at the moment, who I've heard really good things about. What's the kid's name? Somebody will help me in the chat. Bryce Hawthorne. I heard really good things about him. So, yeah, I think they're probably in a similar place. I said offensive line's probably 5 to 6 deep. I think that's probably where defensive line is. And I think Kelvin Bell, Phil Parker would like to get that to 7 or 8. Erica asked a question about Yosei Epinesa. He didn't enroll early. So I had somebody the other day say, hey, you're sleeping on Yosei. I'm not trying to sleep on Yosei. I don't know. He's a true freshman. He didn't get here early. So maybe he'll come in and be a guy like AJ did in year one and be a nice third down option. But I've yet to there's a lot of people in front of him that have put in the work. And so, yeah, I mean, I think top 6 of Llewellyn, Graves, Pittman, Herkett, Pace, and Hawthorne. Unless I'm missing someone else. And then, fill in the gaps. Can Will Hubert, as an experienced fourth-year guy, be a factor? Kenneth Merriweather, great athlete, still got to get there. Joseph Anderson, Chima Chineke, Drew Campbell, Jack Campbell's a little brother. So there's that. And then linebacker, obviously lose some really good players that went undrafted. Jay Higgins, Nick Jackson, both have contracts. Congratulations to Nick. I think he signed with the Buccaneers as an undrafted free agent. But they like Jaden Harrell. They like Carson Shire. It's all about health, right? Carson Shire's just not been able to stay healthy since he's been here. Jaden Montgomery, he's in his 4th year, never sniffed the field. He's finally on a depth chart. And then Jackson Rexroth will help at the Leo spot. They're going to run Zach Lutmer a lot, whether that be at safety or cash. You have Cohen Intringer and Xavier Wampa to kind of play with there in the back end. I know I'm kind of going to the safeties now as well. But with Phil Parker's 4.25, it'll be interesting to see just how that shapes up at cash. TJ Hall took a jump. Everything I've heard, took an early solid jump in the offseason. They needed it. They struggled at corner last year. They get Deshaun Lee back. They lose John Nestor, who, by the way, went to Minnesota. That was a weird fit, I think. But and then Jalen Watson, really promising, and I've heard good things about Rashad Godfrey. But corner, it's clear. You got to figure out who your top 2 initially are. I think it's with Nestor gone, it's Hall and Deshaun Lee. But both those guys had their struggles last year. And then just safety and cash, you just got to figure out, okay, what's the mix here between Lutmer, Intringer, Wampa, and then, Jackson Rexroth kind of working as that Leo. And then I guess special teams, right? They're going to be really good special teams. They got the best returner returning, no pun intended, in Caden Weegan. You got one of the best kickers returning in Drew Stevens. Had a rough day at open spring practice, but he's going to be fine. Reese Dakin's going to be one of the best punters in the country. I have no doubt about that. Their biggest question mark, this is crazy that I'm saying this, they lie at holder and at long snapper. I thought they struggled with holding at times during the spring practice. And long snapping, they bring in this kid from Boston College because Ike Speltz has struggled at long snapper. They got a kid in Luke Elkin who's now signed his Bears contract, I believe, as a long snapper. That's hard to do, to find a role in the league right out of college as a long snapper. That's how good Luke Elkin has been. So they're going to be really good. They'll figure out holder. They'll figure out long snapper. And, special teams should be special again.
John Nestor apparently wanted to play for the 21st best head coach in college football, not the 23rd best head coach.
By the way, James says, what about
Hmm.
Shaheed Barrows? Yeah, I missed him. Yeah, he'd be in the mix too. I don't know that he's an automatic starter, but he's in the mix. They're bringing him in, solid, productive guy from the Missouri Valley and FCS level. But I don't know that he's a starter. He's definitely got a chance to be in the top 4. But I think they got, Godfrey and Watson should be right there in the mix for those spots as well.
What if Xavier Wampa fulfills his vast potential this year?
Yeah, I mean, he and Aaron Graves, man, it's now or never. Those two guys weren't they? Though, I mean, those two guys were a big part, foundational pieces of that class, right, Mark? I mean, those were the dudes,
Sure.
and they've stuck it. They haven't transferred out. They've stuck it here. They haven't gone to the NFL early. So yeah, I mean, if you get a beast up front and a beast in the back end, build around those pieces. Yeah, that'd be huge.
There it is, the rundown of the first teamers, according to Corey.